Hello, hello, and welcome back to Minotaur Hotel. I forgot what we were doing. That's okay, it's fine. After your daily tasks are done, you return to the lounge to enjoy a meal and a moment of rest. You scroll through your phone while waiting for Luke to come and take your order. 10 minutes pass to the frantic rhythm, which seems to guide the Griffin's every step. Like a metronome, each tick of the clock seems to punctuate a beat in the inaudible song as Luke endeavors to keep all his plates in the air at once. He rushes back and forth from the kitchen to the counter to the table, taking orders, serving drinks, delivering food, and occasionally flirting with the male guests. However, whenever he can find a spare moment. Delays are unfortunate, but inevitable. Now that you're receiving more people, however, it still takes much longer than your worst estimate to be served. A performance artist to whom you are partial has held some new exhibition in galleries that you cannot see. He strictly disallows photography or videography of his work, and so the interest you have in it is almost met with the frustration of never being able to see any of it in a more direct way than through critic descriptions. You wish you could share this frustration with someone. You look up from your phone and search around for the ever shameless Griffin. The quickest of glances reveal no one wears only a Speedo, and neither do you hear any raunchy jokes in his Texan drawl. You look again. Could he be wearing something decent for a change? Acting with class and discretion, mayhaps disguised? The gods, however, are never so kind. Luke is nowhere to be seen, nearly naked or otherwise. Is something wrong? You get up to check in the kitchen, but as soon as you do, you bump, and quite literally so, into something more unexpected. Two of the Cobalts are cowering next to your legs, barely noticeable under the table. They're so cute. Their usual rags are gone. Instead, they are wearing what looks for all the world like miniature fast food uniforms. The polos and khaki pants are stained with grease, and plastic visors are perched smartly and precariously upon their brows. One of the Cobalts jumps backwards to bolt, but the darker one yanks his companion by the collar with his other hand. He pokes you with a piece of paper until you take it. No! Goldarn! Goldarn it. Goldarn it? Okay. Zepito, we've been over this. You don't give the notebook to the guests. You gotta get their attention, and then write their order down. I swear, if a duck had your brains, it'd fly north for the winter. Luke yanks the notebook from the Cobalt's grasp, and the doe-eyed darling starts shaking as tears well in his eyes. Oh, I'm sorry. I lost my temper there, buddy. I didn't mean it, okay? You're doing great. Just gotta hammer out some kinks and all that. I'll make it up to you, alright? Just go get table 10 their food, while I take care of the ordering. After this shift, I'll fry you boys up some corn dogs. Corn dogs? Those words almost transmogrify their tears into glimmering diamonds and forever glorious pyrite. The Cobalts scurry off to perform their task, already looking forward to the savory treat to come. Sorry about that, Mr. Josh. Can I take your order? What the hell just happened? Well, oh my god, they're so cute. Well, things are more crowded lately, and I was having a hard time handling all on my own. The Cobalts were getting antsy and wanting to pitch in, so they're my waiters now. As Luke pulls out a pen, you notice his eyes darting back and forth, not to leer at the man's crotches, but to track the darling Cobalts as they scamper about. Zippito, that's table 9. Table 10's over there. You seem to have your hands full even with their help. Like you wouldn't believe, Chief. Taking orders is the hardest part of them. Really, they're awfully shy. But they still want to do it anyway. I love the little buggers. When you least expect, they do the cutest shit you can imagine. They're eager. They're eager too, and I can respect that. Plus, you can get them to do near about anything for corn dogs. Anything. Like putting on those little outfits. Why, thank you for noticing, partner. I designed them myself. Guess Mom was right. I do have some designer in me. I know some of the guests didn't take too kindly to me strutting around in a thong, so I figured this better represent this here establishment. And Asterion, I think he liked the idea too. He hummed up those clothes faster than a snake could shake its rattle. I appreciate that, Luke. That's some very professional innovation coming from you. Never say I ain't open to feedback, boss. Well, I do suppose it'll make it harder to hook up. But it ain't like I've been doing much of that anyway, with mapping the sky and all that. So yeah, where was I? No. So yeah, when the little guys offered to help, I just had to give them something better to wear. Why not a uniform? They don't really look very ergonomic, though. You want to run that by me one more time, Fancy Pants? I don't know too many $10 words. Yo, same. Comfortable, easy to work in. Well, it's a work in progress. But enough of that. Where's my manners? Can I get you something to drink, Mr. Josh? Luke takes your orders and returns to the kitchen. Then, from the hallway, you catch a familiar tone, a melodic clopping of hooves and chest rumbling hum. The familiar, your friend locks his gaze on you, but before approaching, he meanders about. He nods to the men sitting at the corner, waves at a pair of women snacking to the side, and bows to the family and their children. To you, he smiles, and even after sitting, he can't help but flick his ears and fidget his hooves. His open and close listening expression can often register to some of the guests as blank or stony, but to you, he smiles. This is not an invitation. You raise your eyebrows, and he giggles. You wait for him to speak, and he merely snorts and leans back. Your petulant partner leaves you no choice but to take the bait. Seem like you're having a grand old time. Yes, sir. It's a fine day it has been. And what exactly had made it so fine, The Minotaur rests his chin on a hand, then scratches his own ears, but his lips remain sealed. The prey shall not deliver itself. The hunter must give chase. Do I need to guess? Perhaps, if you wish to know it all. By the gods. One night you give rights to one man, and next week passes by, he learns to keep secrets. Tell me, what stops me from ordering you to say it? Yourself only. Pardon the impertinence, but a master may be. You may be. Yes, leadership you possess more than mastery itself. To be a leader or a master, the distance between the two is greater than the widest sea. At least you give me some credit. Now, to guess what secret it is you're keeping. You ruminate on all that's happened so far, all the good and bad. What could leave Asterion in such a state? Could it be something related to Argos? Has the rascal tried and failed to come up with another of his schemes? But you aren't given the chance to consider further. The Minotaur gets antsy and gives in.
Let's not tarry. Hear it, then. I just had a conversation with a few guests, and they wish to join us as staff.
That's great news. This hotel, magic or not, is way too big for the four of us to attend to alone.
Indeed. We will need many more people in our family if we are to fully realize our mission. And the ones who approached me about it seem like fine folk. I have a good feeling about them. Now, Mr. Josh, would you consent to expand our staff?
Let's see. If memory serves, haven't we become partners in managing this fine establishment? Isn't that correct?
Indeed.
Then you have as much decision making power as I do. If your judgment tells you these are good people, then I'll trust you. I consent to it. But going forward, let's establish that you're in charge of hiring.
You are too kind. In that case, could I suggest or ask?
You nod even before he has a chance to finish.
We should hold a seminar to welcome and instruct our new staff. Don't you think so?
You smile, and that says more than any oracle ever did. That's cute. Okay. The next morning, you and Asterion sit by the sidelines as Luke and Kota take the stage to speak of their experience so far. Your guests, now cherished staff members, drink in every word, their eyes glimmering like stars after a light rain. Not a week ago had they had arrived in unwashed clothes, owning only what they could carry. Or not even that. Today, however, they witness the Minotaur's mysteries. Everyone learns how to hum the realm of wakefulness, and command it to realize minor miracles. They learn, too, that the hotel's greatness comes from its mission, and at the cost of hard work, dedication, and humanity. They learn much, but on the topic of Asterion's past, they are told only the one essential point. He is the co-owner alongside you. All else is for him to share if and when he pleases. Asterion's tail swishes and grazes against your leg. His eyes have a fine dew to them as he swallows the lump in his throat. They have a home now. The hotel is fulfilling its purpose. Oh, big. Asterion nods and his ears flutter, as though taken over by a song. You put a hand over your friend's shoulder and bring him closer to you. Your arm around his lower back, lead ring brushes against his shirt. He lifts his own like a sun at dawn, shy over the horizon, until his warmth drapes over your shoulder in return. But a distance remains between your hips, a shy hesitance takes over the both of you. Okay. Should your fingers graze his fur? Should he further rest the weight of his arm over yours? Perfection does not exist in such a matter. One can grip the other's shirt, crash hips together, graze 3 fingers over the other's spine, and none would be any the wiser were they to laugh it off. Just as fair would it be for both to look away with flustered cheeks as hummingbirds peck their scalps. But banish these thoughts. Enjoy the warm softness of his fur, the coarse the coarseness of his hands and thick knuckles, and the weight of his arm. He enjoys in turn the kindness of your touch, as it supports and props up his spine, and the mercy you have extended to him, the hotel, and its guests. And yet, more than your goodness, he cherishes the brotherhood of a man who has taken so well to his mission. But the moment ends too soon. Kota and Luke beckon for one of the co-workers to take over and continue with the seminar. With the tips of his fingers, you push Asterion forward. He does not budge until it crosses his mind that this may be in order. Yet, his first step only comes when he knows it is not. The Minotaur takes the stage once more, and this time he shows no fear.
As it was said, my name is Asterion, and I am this hotel's...
He clasps his hands together, as though grasping the smallest diamond, while all of time and memory swells forth. And the impossible fantasy one nurses when about to fall asleep, and the exaggerated dream of one never mentions, all that can never be admitted comes true. His chest swells, and his voice, even if hitched, booms.
My name is Asterion, and I am the hotel's co-owner, alongside my partner, Mr. Josh.
Do we get to be with the boys? The boys! The bull and I set off. Okay. I drove on the road by the cliff walls, passing by each of the decaying villages on our way up the hinterlands. I could never stomach their names: a bloody goat, a skinned tapir, and the crown jewel, a drowned tapir. The boy asks half a dozen more questions about the charm. I answered just enough of them to keep him happy, without having to run his mouth off. He did. God, he's so cute. He did ask the one question that mattered, though.
Where are we going? Where are we going, sir?
We're visiting a family friend. She's the one who gave me the tip about a Minotaur at the bottom of the valley. Her name's Nini, and she's about 100 years old. Paralyzed from the waist down because of some accident, then bedridden after she got a bad case of Parkinson's. 7 strokes, diabetes, high blood pressure. On top of all that, she lives off of candy and table salt. Nothing can kill her. Except loss. A while ago, her dog died, ran over by a car, and that almost got her. So, if you catch my meaning, Nini is a very sensitive and kind old lady. Treat her with respect.
Aye, I can do that. If she gives me the same kindness. If she gives me the same kindness.
If anything, she'll give you too much of it, as long as we don't get her angry. When we arrive at Drowned Tapir, it was 8 p.m. We got there. We didn't have much time left before she went to bed. Her house was near the graveyard at the edge of the town. I collapsed and called out at the front door until Nini's granddaughter took us in. We were told to walk carefully. There were lines of salt across each doorway, and bowls of it on the shelves and table, upon which burned scented candles. The paint on the walls was peeling and flaking. The furniture, all of it, was covered by thick plastic sheets. There were half a dozen young women about, around the dinner table. All of them had their gaze locked on the flat screen TV playing an old, grainy soap opera. From a door off to the side came a voice I knew too well, sweeter than cane sugar, and more nauseating as well. Actually, I think I'll end the part here. I'll see you around, everyone.